What's up? What is up, dude? No cards in hand, baby. My deck loves no cards in hand. Like, that's a free Archie's. Yo, what up, guys? We got a different video for you today. Something I've never done, but I was watching Mahone's video where he did the mirror match VOD review of Night March that he had in 2015, I think it was. I thought it was really good content. I don't think there's a lot of that content out there. So I thought, I mean, I don't have many streamed games that I can review, but I have one every game on stream. I think I have like two or three. One of them was like 2 seconds, but this one's really good. I think this matchup versus Isaiah Williams in top 8 of 2018-2019 Portland regionals is really good. It's a lot closer than like a normal person can tell, but I was playing Archie's Blastoise. He's playing a control Zoroark deck. I just wanted to go over my list real quick. So when we're watching the video, it's not done by Pokemon. The stream was done by Gross Meta, I think. And the video quality is like 480p. It's not great. So I wanted to just give you guys a look at my list before we do anything. And so I played 2 Blastoise, 2 Keldeo. This was like a regional where everything got banned. Like Getsus and Hexmaniac, all these cards that really shut down Blastoise all got banned before this tournament. And like in my head, I've been playing Blastoise forever, so I'm like, I'm just gonna roll with Blastoise now. It obviously got better. Like the cards that really shut it down are gone. The only thing you're really worried about is item lock. And if you can get the turn 1 Blastoise, there was no turn 1 item lock anymore. And Getsus you were not locked out turn 1 anymore. So playing this seemed optimal for me. I played two Blastoise, 2 Keldeo, 2 Articuno. I think the Articuno is just busted. If you're new to the game, it literally has a ancient trait, which is like an ability basically that it's called plus. So every time it knocks something out, it takes an extra prize. And the only attack it had was flip 3 coins, and you do 40 damage, 20 plus 40 for each heads, which isn't great, but against any like 60 HP Pokemon, you literally just have to hit like one heads and you get 2 prizes off of it. So against Night March in particular, this card is just a monster card. Just taking 2 prizes off the Joltik was just insane. But yeah, so we played 2 of those. We played 1 Palkia GX, which has the same attack, but plus 10 as Secret Sword, so it does 60 plus 20 for each energy. But you really played it for 0 Vanish, its GX attack, which shuffled all your opponents. It did 150 and then shuffled all the energy back into their deck. So like Rayquaza was big, or I thought Rayquaza would be big, and Rayquaza just dumps a bunch of energy on the board, and if you 0 Vanish at the right time, they have no way to come back from that. So that's why I played this card. Then we had the Kingdra GX that was like a new tech for this deck at this point. The only way to get it out was Archie's. So he played you just Archie's twice in a game, which was a lot easier than people thought it was. And it does so much damage with the Hydro Pump. It does 10 plus 50 for each energy. So with 4 energies, he did the 210, which killed like Zoroarks all day. There's nothing a Zoroark could do if you got 4 energies on a Kingdra. And I knew Zoroark was going to be huge, so that was like Sword killer, you know. Played 2 Lele and 2 Shaman and 2 Eggs, which is basically just an engine for Archies. 10 water energies. Played 2 Archie's Ace and Hole, which, if you're new, this card is old, so it's kind of like the mustard cards that are in the Rapid and Single Strike, where this card has to be the last card in your hand, and then you can take any Pokemon from your discard pile, or any water Pokemon for your discard pile, put it on your bench. So that's why you don't see a Squirtle or Wartortle or a Seadra or Kingdra, or Seadra or Horsey in the deck at all, because you just Archies and get your hand down to nothing and Archies, which is why you play a lot of cards that you don't play a lot of cards you can't play. So like you see, it's all one of supporters. You got 1 Guzma, 1 Juniper, 1 N, 1 Fisherman, 1 Xerosic. Because if you play multiple of those, they're stuck in your hand, and you have no way to get them out, and you can't Archies. You need to play cards that you can play, like Ultra Ball, Battle Compressor, Trainer's Mail, Order Pads, Superior Energy Retrieval, Computer Search, Muscle Band, and Float Stones, and Field Blower. You know, these cards, once they're in their hand, you can just play them right away. A ton of items, you know. The deck is almost 70% items, so item lock is an issue. But the only things that really item locked were Trevenant and Seismitoad, and if you could get a really good turn 1 and get enough energy on a Keldeo that they have no response to that. If you can get 4-5 energies on a Keldeo on turn 1, they do 30, or they do, I don't even, the Trevenant barely did it, it's spread damage, you know. But if you're just consistently just one-shotting it, there's nothing they could do. So that was the goal, is just have really good turn 1s. Yeah. Let's jump into the game. The quality is pretty bad, and the game starts a little
and prevent
from
getting
off.
Infinite energy on, basically infinite
Like,
energy on the board all at once. You know, one at a time.
I
play at my pace. And Zach
Ultra Balled right here.
Before
I know it starts a little late.
Yeah.
Like the game starts, or the stream started, the video started a little late into turn 1. They're gonna get a little confused right here. But I did Ultra Ball right here, and it looks like I only have 2 cards in my discard pile, but obviously you just seen me found out there's a stack of cards in my discard pile already. Yeah.
So, we see Zachary starting off first. Playing that order pad, gets the heads, or...
Yeah, this is where they get confused, but...
What's that? How do you search that?
How did he search for the Keldeo with the order pad?
Yeah.
Did he get an Ultra Ball or something?
Go Trainer's Mail.
We may have started, like, you guys came in a little late, so you may have started it or something.
Yeah, okay.
But what's under the order?
Battle Compressor is like a super
Ultra Ball, away, order pad, and something else.
good card. Like in this deck,
I only see 1 card in this
you had to like
card,
really
so
think.
Most likely an Execute that was repropagated back into the hand.
Probably.
But we see Zachary playing that Battle Compressor, most likely gonna discard some supporters and a Blastoise.
Definitely a Blastoise. Probably another egg.
Yeah.
But he's got a Juniper right here.
So
And that was the Kingdra.
underneath.
And Isaiah had never seen the Kingdra. Like you could tell that the card was so new, you know. Like Archie's been played, but the Kingdra's never in it. So Isaiah's first reaction is to look at exactly what this card does. And I know he could tell, like, oh, that's an issue, you know? It's an issue.
Is that a Kingdra GX?
Yeah, that's
it's a
Kingdra
Kingdra GX. It's a new release from Dragon's Majesty.
We got no cards in hand, and we get turn 1 Archies.
And he gets that secret rare Blastoise on his bench.
And we draw 5 off the Archies.
And draw 5 cards from the Archie's Ace in the Hole. See a couple energy and a bunch of superior energy retrievals. Just
It's
gonna attach
not
to
that many superior
Cody,
energies.
probably a decent attacker in this matchup. I'd like to see Zachary spread his energy everywhere because Isaiah does play that one of Articuno GX with the Cold Crush GX attack.
Absolutely.
Where it discards all the energy between both active
Nothing I ever do.
Isaiah's cool.
My hand is very clunked up. You can't really tell, but I have like 2 order pads. Or no, I have 1 order pad. I have 2 superior energy retrievals in hand. And really nothing else. I have no supporters, or playable supporters. And I don't have a 3rd energy, which is a problem. This is a horrible hand. It's not looking great. But I know going first that it's okay because he's playing his Auric deck, which takes time to set up. So he's most likely just going to bridge it, set up his board, and then pass. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just hoping my top deck is good.
Pitching 1 water energy to discard,
A lot.
5+ water energies off of a single attacker. So
Cold Crush could absolutely dismantle Zachary
Yeah.
Everest's strategies.
The commentators really harp on the Cold Crush. I was never worried about the Cold Crush. My deck is like super built to get energy back, and like there's really no way I'm putting like 10 energies on one. I mean, the most I think I'll put is like 6, but one superior energy gets 4 of those out of those 6 back. So on a Cold Crush, so like I was never concerned about the Cold Crush too much. I knew that's probably what he would go for, but I was really concerned about the Seismitoad. I know personally that the Seismitoad is the biggest problem. Because getting item locked in a certain situation is just game over for me. So they harp really hard on the Cold Crush, but as an archery player, I know that it's not that big of a deal because superior energy retrieval just gets the energy back, and I could put it right back on. So I'm not worried about the Cold Crush.
Zachary does not. So something we were like discussing before the match at some point leading up to top 8, we were discussing the possibility of using Wishy-Washy GX as a Blastoise player to load up the energy onto a single attacker that could take a big knockout, but then redistribute that energy across different attackers. So Isaiah can't just say,
Cold Crush.
yeah, I'm gonna discard all the energies you committed to this one Pokemon. So you get your big knockout on a Zoroark most likely, and then redistribute the energy and say deal with all this energy across my board instead of on one thing. So.
Absolutely. One thing that kind of alarms me in Zachary's list is that he plays no stadiums.
Yeah.
All right, the no stadium thing and the Wishy-Washy thing I can address is just the Wishy-Washy just didn't it didn't feel that great. There was a reason. Sam Chen told me exactly why he plays the Wishy-Washy, and it was a good reason. But I guess I just didn't think of it, and I still wouldn't play it. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And the Cold Crush, again, we don't care about the Cold Crush. Like, we don't care about it. No stadium thing, I have the Field Blower. Like, stadium wars weren't huge. I guess if I hit like a consistent Silent Lab deck that played something like that, like a 4 of Silent Lab, which just wasn't a thing. This meta was very one-ofs over and over. You weren't playing a lot of, and having the one Field Blower was just good enough. Get rid of it. It was fine. It was either play that or a stadium, and I felt the Field Blower was just more versatile.
And Isaiah plays Silent Lab and
the
2
Parallel-
Delinquents.
Yeah, 2 Parallel City and the Silent Lab. So if Isaiah went first, he could have, Zachary got the turn 1 Archies anyway without using a lot of abilities. But in the instance Isaiah would, if he went first, he can simply lock Zachary out of the game with just playing down a Silent Lab, since he'll probably find out over the course of the series, or after game 1, he'll see Zachary didn't play Stadium all game, so either he's holding it, never saw it.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know that he plays Silent Lab, which is a problem for my deck. Silent Lab is very strong. I rely on the Field Blower to get rid of that and actually be able to start playing the game. But I do know, because I played this type of deck throughout the day, that their goal is to play Delinquents and get your hand down to nothing and make you top deck your way through the game, which gets rid of your Stadium. So if you don't know, if you don't know this old format, there's a card, it's called Delinquent. You discard your Stadium and your opponent has to discard 3 cards from their hand. So it's a very they play like red card. You'll see it. They play red card, get you to 4 if you have more than 3 cards in your hand, and then make you discard down to 1.
And never saw it, or doesn't play it at all, and then he can make that safe
decision from there.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
something different about these matches that
He put the DCE on the Lele, which is like a smart play, because he knows that I'm going to stack energies onto a Pokemon, and Lele just has a like X ball attack where it's like 20 for each person's energies, so it's a good strategy to just hit me back for good damage just for a DCE.
we're commentating on right now, since we're in a top cut scenario. We have 75 minutes for each game.
Best of 3.
Best of 3, and there are no tiebreak or
There are no ties in
there are
top
no
8.
ties in top 8. You have to have a clear cut winner. So if there's ever a
And
game that
I told you guys I had nothing. I have a bunch of superior energy retrievals and I didn't get water energy. I have nothing, and so I draw pass here,
the time,
which is very like rough, like, because I got the one turn, like I said, I got the one turn where he's gonna bridge it, so I'm like, cool, I know he's not gonna do anything this turn. I can make big plays next turn, and I just have nothing, so I'm in a really bad spot.
the game is determined by most prizes taken, or at least prizes.
If you look at my hand here, it's like 2 energy retrievals,
the match would end up in a 1.
I don't even know.
Record.
It's not an order pad, because if I had an order pad, I would have played it. So it's 2 energy retrievals for sure.
Did Zachary Evers just pass?
Yes, I drew pass, Mike. I drew pass. Sorry, it's really bad.
Retrievals, and
They think I have 3.
he keeps
I don't.
drawing cards he can't play out. So
That's
we're gonna
another
see.
thing that scares me about Archie's Blastoise.
And he draws nothing off of that. If you look, his hand is straight garbage. He doesn't get a Zork. He doesn't get an energy. He doesn't get anything off of that. Like, it's really a savior. Because if he gets Zorks and starts trading, it would have been a big problem. But him drawing nothing off the course really helps me.
Players in throughout the weekend, Isaiah
Our finalist
most likely will just try to maintain that Oranguru lock, where he infinitely incurs resources like the red card delinquent and a stadium combo, just so he can say, oh hey, I'm discarding 3 cards from your hand, or
I'm really nervous right here. This is my first top 8.
whenever I need to. And
so
Zachary's just gonna be like,
I'm pretty nervous. And Isaiah's a great player. Like, he's won multiple regionals. He's
gonna
a great player.
And
So I knew it was going to be tough.
he's a control player. So
Absolutely. He's playing the Anaconda method right now.
yeah. So is he gonna
He just played a battle compressor, getting rid of
the
Egg,
Plumeria.
Plumeria, and Enhance Hammer.
So
Enhance Hammer is pretty much a dead card in
Trick
this
Shovel.
matchup.
And he's doing this to himself so he can see, do I want the next card? Maybe not. And then, he discarded that red card.
I get the energy. I'm getting energy, baby.
Red card,
I top deck the energy,
combo.
and I'm able to attack.
Change the tempo of the game.
If you don't know, Keldeo has the ability Russian, so you can go from the bench to the active whenever you want, as long as the abilities are active.
Absolutely.
Lock him into place.
Keldeo rushes in, and Secret Swords Azorua.
It only looks like there's 2 energy in the
I have 3 energies on it, yeah.
He just attached the 3rd one.
Okay. It just looks weird, like from my point of view, like the glare. But you know, Isaiah responding with promoting the Lele. It has
And he draws nothing. He draws nothing, and he just smacks me with the Lele, which is a problem. Because the Lele has 170 HP, and I only have 3 energies on this, so I'm doing what, 110. Alright, so it's 20, 40, 60 plus 50 is 110, and he just hit me for 100, and he 2-shots me. So if I pass, if I don't get enough energy to knock this out, he's just gonna wipe my Keldeo off just with a Lele.
He can retreat it, or he can say, "I'm gonna do 100 to your."
Thank you
Keldeo.
for the judge. He moves that 3rd energy out from under the Keldeo.
Okay, making it more clear for us. Thank you so much, stream judge.
Okay, so I top deck the
Battle
compressor, and I have
at 100 from Tapu Lele. Isaiah's content with, you know,
trading this Lele.
trading a Lele because he's gonna have to commit more energies to Keldeo to knock out the Lele. And
I have the superior energy
Lele
retrieval
energy on that
in
Keldeo
the discard or in my
to
hand.
get those energies
I have
back.
2, and I also have an Archie's in my hand.
Off this battle
So,
compressor, what do you think?
the idea is I need the
exactly
Archies.
what for? I see him moving Waters and Fisherman.
Absolutely. He's definitely probably got to be a secret in hand to get that energy back.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I should have got rid of the fisherman there. Like playing an Archie deck, you want your 1-ofs in the discard pile. But at this point, I don't know if he plays Toad. Like, I have an idea in my head that he plays Toad, but I don't know. So I discard the 1-of supporters until I find out he has Toad. Then it becomes, because if he has Toad, you kind of want to raw draw those, or get them in the discard and then get them in your hand, because you rely on Via Seekers, you know.
outside of the superior energy retrieval, Zachary can keep re-incurring water energy that he loses if he.
So I have the Archies right here.
Or has to discard too many water energy. He can use Fisherman for his supporter for the turn and just get up to 4 energies back from his discard and back into his hand.
He actually has superior energy.
I don't know what the 3 cards are. I know it's 2 superior energy retrievals and something. I don't think it's a 3rd. It looks like a 3rd. It looks like 3 superior energies, but I'm positive that it's not. It might be, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
What are his discards?
I think it's a
2 more?
flow.
It's like 2 more.
Oh, maybe he's just trying to. I think he's
I'm
gonna
doing math right here.
For a Juniper play, so he's attaching.
So now I have 5 energies on it, which does 150. So I need 1 energy to take the knockout on this.
All those energies to.
He's gonna Archie again.
Oh, second Archies to get
Bring
the
the
Kingdra.
The Kingdra, baby, the Kingdra.
So disruptive.
Yeah. So that Kingdra GX,
It's-
it's another stage 2. Oh, you can talk about it.
It's 10 damage plus 50 for every water energy that's attached to it.
I missed the water, guys. I missed the water. I can't knock this out. If I just hit him here, it's a problem. So I need to find a water. Or a muscle band. I need to find a water or a muscle band, or this thing doesn't go down, and I'm in an even worse spot.
So he'll attach his super boost energy. Actually, he doesn't play super boost energy, but there's enough water in this deck for it to hit well over 210.
Order pad,
Yeah, I don't think
baby.
there's ever a point where he would get enough stage 2s. Not that he doesn't play them,
Yeah.
but
I didn't get it. I missed the order pad.
there's not enough time to get enough stage
Try this,
2s
Mel.
for
Yeah.
Come on.
factor if that was a thing, but
Sorry, I got confused with the standard deck that my friends played in Memphis. It's a
I almost took the order vet there, but then I'm like, because I forgot, like, I think I forgot that I could get a muscle band and get the knockout.
That's the beauty of like the two different formats.
Which was very clutch trainer's mode right there for the order pad.
In standard, you have to play more traditionally with the evolution line and everything. But
Good
if you're
math,
in expanded,
170.
just put it in the discard and bring it back out with Archie's Ace in a hole. So
I
pretty neat
take.
seeing all the
I'm
cool
up
stuff
3
that
prizes.
Expanded brings to, you know,
And he's having a rough time.
or you know,
Did he just
to
draw a
tournament.
sycamore?
I think so.
I don't know what he drew.
Huge.
He needs stuff.
No, that's a Pokemon communication.
Oh, you got a Pokecom.
Zach,
And now I
I
know.
think he has 3 prizes remaining.
Now I know he plays the Toad. Now I know he plays the Toad. Which you'll see my change of the way I play. Because now that I know he plays the Toad, I play a lot more scarce if you when you watch.
So
Isaiah's kind
Pokemon-
of in a pickle.
yeah, Pokemon communications, playing down that.
I think he's got to go to Zork here.
Signify, you know, he went through the effort to get that Archie.
Oh, he's
Circuit
going.
into
He
the
needs a
discard,
supporter.
Put it down in response.
He's hoping he just draws into
to losing
everything.
his Keldeo, and I think.
I think that was the right play.
30 HP and
His
how
hand was trash.
less energy he has to commit to Kingdra to do the same amount of damage as a Keldeo.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that line of play from Zachary.
Absolutely.
So Isaiah's gonna grab a Tapu Lele off the Pokemon communications, Wonder Tag for that Professor Sycamore, and then
Dumps this whole
yeah.
hand.
there's no stadium to play, so he gets no value from playing the Delinquent.
And he misses.
you know,
He misses again, guys.
But
He misses again. He gets no Zorax off that. It's such a problem. He might get an Ultra Ball. I
He'd
don't
rather
know.
just draw
Did you
cards.
see an Ultra Ball?
Still
He
doesn't
doesn't
find his Zora.
No, he didn't.
that's unfortunate.
Or did he? No. Oh
I
man.
wish we knew their prizes.
We don't have the
He parallels
live game
cities.
technology.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
No.
Battle Compressor. All his Zorks are at the top just to.
He had the Zorax in the deck. He's just unlucky. 1, 2.
Just searching
3.
through. He at least has to
has
discard
3.
1 card. He can't just play the Battle Compressor for nothing. You have to at least discard 1 card. You can
Absolutely.
discard up to 3, but you have to at least discard 1 card. So he's getting rid of the weakness policy. It's a non-factor in this matchup since none of his stuff is water weak except the Sudowoodo, which he's not going to play down in this matchup. And Max Potion, since Zachary's going to just aim for the big knockouts. So
Like I have like this is kind of how I've won most of my games. It's very overwhelming, you know. If you stumble like Isaiah's doing right now, this is a problem. This right here is a problem. Like he is just, I'm doing so much damage in an era where like 210 on the evolved Pokemon is like high. So yeah.
you know, if he finds an instance where Zachary does whiff, like, sure, you could Max Potion, but most of the time Zachary will reach enough energy to one-shot anything Isaiah could possibly throw up.
Absolutely, especially if he didn't get rid of 2 super energy retrievals in that turn when we saw him.
Yeah, so he played that 1 and discarded 2, so there's literally 3 superior energy retrievals just gone from the rest of the game. So, I also like the play where he got the Kingdra out because
He red cards
because of
me.
how its damage ramps up.
If he plays red card, which I shuffle and draw 4. Just it's not a common card. A lot of people don't play it, but yeah, that's what that card does.
Exponentially with each attachment, it can kill a Seismitoad with
3
the tool
energies and a
attached-
choice band.
Yeah, 3 energies and a band modifier, and you know,
I can't tell
it's a real
what my
strength
hand
with
is.
control type Zoroark decks is being able to pick and choose your spots of oh, I can promote their Ranguru or the Seismitoad or, you know, actually take prizes with my Zoroark or my Tapu Lele. So, um,
Right now, Isaiah is really feeling the heat that his deck is bringing him.
yeah, because he's not able to play down every. Oh, there's the Articuno GX.
Oh.
This is a very smart play. Let me play it all the way
How
out.
that works?
Wait, how did he?
Okay. Now this is a very smart play on Isaiah's side because Arcuno is a water Pokemon. It has 170 HP. It and when you look at the board, it's like, why would you put a 2-prizer out there? I'm already doing 170. If you noticed, Isaiah doesn't have a water energy in hand. But he doesn't want to just give me a prize for free. He checked my resources. I don't have superior energy shields. I have waters in the discard pile. And he red cards me to 4 in hopes that I don't have getting a water energy or a way to get a water energy. But you say like, well, why do you need it? Well, when he delinquents himself, or when he does this to him, I forgot the name of the state. He has to get this, but it also, this side makes my water Pokemon do less damage or something. I needed it. He gets 20 more HP off this, so I don't one-shot him. I have to have an energy. It's a very good play. Sort of. Like, it's tough. It's a real tough decision, but he just didn't want to give up a prize for free, I guess. He wanted me to work for it. There's a chance that I don't get the knockout here, where if he leaves anything else up, I will take a prize for sure. Again, he doesn't have any Zorks, which is a problem.
How do you retreat that?
The Articuno has an ability.
Oh, it's a Russian basically,
Yeah.
or when you bench it, it becomes active, right?
Yes, but it has to switch a water energy, so I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have his Zoroark, so he can't.
This is where I remember, because dude, there was times like that card, like when people play Parallel City, like your only thought is like it lowers the bench. No one even thinks about what the other side does. But in my head, I remembered, I'm like, this does something. So I had to pick it up and read it, and I know for sure that I need one more energy to take the knockout onto the Articuno.
Dig for that water energy to announce the GX attack.
True.
Oh, now he's down to 3.
And I have it.
And
I have it in hand,
there's
which
5
it's really
energy
tough.
ban on that.
Really tough on him.
So that's gonna be
170 damage.
There's
damage.
Yeah.
It's not 170. If you look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water energies. Well, that's 170 plus the muscle bend, 190.
The one float stone to the Blastoise, I really like that. Typically, if you have multiple Keldeos in the deck, most people would put the float stone on the Keldeo, but him saying, I'm not going to have another Keldeo on my bench at any time, so I'm going to throw it on the biggest target on my bench, which is the 4 Retreat Blastoise.
Absolutely. And
I play the Lele here because I know he's very far behind, right? He's very far behind, and he's still playing. So, with him being this far behind, even after I attach the water energy, he knows he's about to go down to 1, and he doesn't scoop, right? He's a very smart player, and we're in a top 8 scenario where you have to win. Like, you have to win, and there's time management, and he decided that even at 1 prize, he could still beat me. So in my head, I know his only win condition is like a lockout. So this might not have been the great play, but in my head, I'm just like, I'm gonna grab the Guzma here, just in case he wants to try to lock something in the active, you know? So
Zachary doesn't know is that Isaiah plays Silent Lab, so that Silent Lab he could pull up another Keldeo or something like that without any energy.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
leave it stranded.
yeah. Given
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't want to get stranded with nothing. I don't want to get stranded with nothing, so I'm gonna grab the Guzma here.
not just because he has a full bench, but one interesting is, no wait, Isaiah played down that
Parallel City.
city, so it negates 20. I was like, and we just talked about how Zachary doesn't play any stadiums, so I was just like, oh hey,
he does have a lone field blower.
Yeah, and I think that's more along for like Garb and stuff, but
oh, that's not a knockout.
That's not a knock.
It is a knockout. All right. They can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Must have been 190. It's a knockout.
Unless there's enough energy, and we just missed it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So that's 120, 170, 190.
Yeah, it's 190. 190 choice band.
170.
Yes.
Yeah, we just missed the energy.
We're just one short, energy short. So sorry about that, guys. Isaiah just reading
Isaiah's got to read that card again. He knows that card's strong.
Kingdra GX. Never seen it before.
Zachary goes down to 1 prize left. Isaiah hoping he can pull something out of his deck.
25 minutes or 15 minutes gone, and looks like Zachary's gonna is in a position to take this game, and we might see game 2 starting soon. But
this is a great play by him. This is why he didn't scoop. He has N. He's gonna end me to 1 and silent lab me, and if he draws 1 Pokemon and a Zoroark, he takes the knockout on this. So losing with no energy. He knows. I think there's 3 energy superiors in the discard pile. There's 6 on here. I have 4 energies in deck, and he ends me to 1. It puts me in a horrible position. This is the type of comeback mechanic that's not in our game today. Because like even if N was in our game, like odds are you're only ending people to like 3. Like you're not getting N to 1, and so like my whole mindset of getting locked out wasn't great because he had a whole different plan. He was ending me to 1 and he was silent labbing me, and then and taking the knockout, wiping my board of all energy, which is very devastating.
Absolutely.
Isaiah, he still has a whole hour, and he's very well adjusted to time and well aware.
Don't count him out yet.
Yeah. He's going to probably see what he gets off his end before deciding, yes, I'm going to go to game 2.
Ripping a Zoroark could change this entire board state for him.
Yeah. He's already put the silent lab down.
I drew a field blower, I believe. I'm shitting bricks right now, dude. I know I'm in trouble. Because if he draws 6 off this, I believe. Yeah, he draws 6 off this, and I draw 1. He needs 1 Pokemon and a Zoroark to take the knockout and leave me with nothing. And I'm pretty positive I drew a field blower.
So the only...
Which, field blower is cool. Like, it gets rid of the silent lab, but I don't, like... It doesn't give me energy. It doesn't give me nothing,
ability that Zachary could even use on his board is Blastoise's Deluge. So it cuts any other line of play out from Zachary. He only has 1 card left in hand.
Isaiah still hasn't found a Zoroark, but this time he finds the Ultra Ball.
Yeah, so
he still doesn't have the knockout on this Keldeo. And that's gotta be hard on you.
Yeah. He just needs another basic. But I almost really don't want to see him bench something super small because, it's only a 1 energy attachment away from being knocked out from a Kingdra, so...
He's got to trade something, though. He's got to try it.
Yeah.
Did he find another Ultra Ball?
You got a Counter Catcher and an Ultra Ball.
He's going for the basic. He's got to kill the Keldeo.
Yeah. It's too important. And he can't just grab another Zora. He only has a Toad. Oh, he has a Rangaroo.
Good. He finds the Rangaroo. His deck is very thin. I feel like his prizes are hurting him really badly.
Yeah. So he's going to take 2 prizes finally. Isaiah down to 4 prizes.
He finds another DCE.
I'm in a pretty bad spot now. Like, it's coming down to the top deck. I mean, it's not over by no means, because I do have the float zone on him. I could feed him like the egg. I just need a way to get energy. 4 energies on my Kingdra to win, you know? So I have time. He has to take 6 prizes. So, yeah, I just put the Blastoise up because it has a float stone.
And I believe a water energy.
So 1 card. What can Zachary pull off with 2 cards in hand?
Trainer Rail, baby.
Water.
Shaman.
Water pad.
Order pad.
And
In.
Order pad it is, baby.
Just a coin flip, and he might possibly win this game.
I went off on that. Oh, super nervous? No, super nervous. I got like, if I don't get a heads here, I'm in trouble. You know. So I'm nervous. I need the heads here because I know this deck locks out. Like, if I keep letting Isaiah play the game, he's gonna put me in a place I can never come back from. So I need the heads on this order pad. Heads it is, baby. Heads it is.
Probably Via Seeker for
Via Seeker.
Fisherman?
Fisherman for game.
Yeah, this might be the game. Oh, he field blowers the lab.
Yeah, so he's thinking of some ability to use Fisherman.
Gets the energy. Retreats the Blastoise. It's
Yeah,
210.
it's 210. It's enough.
It's 210, baby. 210, 4 energies.
Game 1.
Game 1, baby.
Yep.
So, I like, order pads came in so clutch for me, and you'll see throughout the tournament, like, the commentators talk about it, like, I was rolling so many heads. Like, it was insane. There was, like, a time when I played against Jimmy, where I was rolling so many heads that he was, like, took the dice and he was, like, examining it and shit. I was on a hot streak, big time. Yeah. But I was super nervous. Because if I don't get the heads there...
So, after
But yeah, if you remember, like, I did discard the Fisherman earlier in the game, which worked out, but you'll notice in the next game that I play a little more hesitant because I know that there's a Toad in the game. And it's, like, you can't rely on the VS Seekers if Toad item locks you.
What do you think Isaiah's like main plan is? Like, he has just short of 50, he has just short of 60 minutes to win 2 games.
I think Isaiah's game plan is still going to be the same. Use that snake method to choke out his opponent's resources, and then start attacking from there. He's definitely trying to...
I know that looked like super dominant on me, you know? I think it was 6 prizes to 2. But you guys have to realize that that's not the idea of his deck, you know? He can take the prizes, obviously, but he really wants to get you to no cards in hand. And lock you out with, like, a Seismitoad item lock and make you deck out, basically. You have no... Or just overwhelm you because you have no cards. You have no hand, you can't do nothing, you have no energy, you have no hand, and he can just continually either do the 120 with the Zoroark or item lock you over and over again. So, yeah. As dominant as that looked, if I miss that order pad right there, I would say the shift in the game goes into his favor by far. He could go, like, there's just so much he could do that if I miss that order pad, I probably lose the matchup. Or becomes almost even with only one prize left, I think it becomes almost like a 70-30 his favor if I miss the order pad.
Take a few more key knockouts and effectively use Cold Crush GX.
Yeah. I think him missing that missing all those Zoroarks or all those turns he's played, and then not having, he benched the Articuno, promoted it to the active, and couldn't find the water energy to do the Cold Crush GX to at least force more resources off of Zachary's board. Like, hey, you already burned 3 of your superior energy retrievals, and, I'm forcing you to dig for VS Seekers for that Fisherman.
Absolutely.
Under Silent Lab Lock.
If he hadn't hit heads on that order pad, we'd probably be looking at a really different game.
Yes, that order pad heads was basically a 50-50 shot of Zachary winning, and he got it. So.
See what they're saying? They're right. They're right. And that order pad was huge.
The rest of those cards you pulled off that Trainer's Mill weren't worth anything.
Yeah, he's not going to end himself back down to 1. That would be like the high roll way to like BM and win, but
to be honest, a lot of Archie decks didn't play the Fisherman. They didn't play the Fisherman, and in that situation, I was down 3 superior energy retrievals. So it was super tough. Yeah, like drawing into something. The Fisherman just gave you multiple ways to get energy back. And it gave you a way to get energy back under idle block, which is key,
I think you just want to take the 50-50 shot of guaranteed winning versus
the 50/50
possibly still losing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do I end myself to 1 or just go for a coin flip to win the game right now? And then he got it. So, not much Isaiah can do about that. It's just,
RNG.
It's just probability. It's in Zach's favor. Order pad heads, really good.
Especially when you win 4 of them. You're bound to hit, 1 of them?
You're bound to hit 2 on average. You play 4 of, that's 50-50 odds. You should at least hit 1, but at most, like...
Is that a Palkia?
Yeah, he's leading the Palkia, so...
That's a horrible starter.
I think given the rest...
Starter's not that bad, Mike. Alright. I don't think Mike knows that it has Chaldea's attack 30 or 60 plus 20 for each. He's really focused on the GX attack, which isn't good in this format, but it's just a not as good Chaldea. It doesn't have Russian, but it has a better attack. So it's not that bad of a start.
Of his Pokemon, he can't. I see the Kingdra and a Juniper, and I think a Compressor. That's not a Keldeo. So it looks like a VS Seeker, a Battle Compressor, a Water Energy, a Juniper, a King.
The quality is just so bad you can't really tell what's in my hand, which sucks. Even the commentators are having a hard time telling what's in my hand, but it's not a Keldeo. That'd be a little awkward. But even if it was a Keldeo, it's not that bad because I could just fresh in. So either way, Mike, chill.
Some other cards that I was.
It looked like there was orange on it, like a Keldeo, but
no, I think that was the Professor Juniper.
You're probably right because he was playing full arts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not playing. Oh, I was playing that full art there. Yeah.
These players just stunting on us.
You're right.
Isaiah going for just a general turn 1 Bridget, just not benching a Lele, attaching the water energy now.
So I know that Cold Crush is there. I'm not afraid of the Cold Crush. He knows that it's not that sneaky play, because he just puts it out because he already knows. So it is what it is.
That's fine.
I think his opponent, like, he's already seen the card, and you know,
He knows it's there.
he knows it's there, and it's just like, well, I'm not gonna just spend a turn to not attach energy
Absolutely.
to, Zachary doesn't play any disruption, and it's that water energy safe on that Articuno. So
Zach with a battle compressor. He's probably gonna get rid of some eggs and a Blastoise.
so there's a Blastoise. Looks like even a water energy.
I think he's at the bottom. He's
Oh,
gathered.
so that last card that we couldn't find was a trainer's mail. So it's like the
Uh-huh.
alternate art.
Okay, so it's red. It's got
Yeah.
the shiny glare
It's-
on it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going for the Blastoise and Archie and
Yeah,
and the
and
egg.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
Standard.
line of play.
Like turn one Archies is just like you have to look at your hand, you have to think about, you have to get this. Because if I don't get it here, the next turn he could item lock me. And then the game is completely over. So I need to take my time, think about what's in my hand, and what needs to be in the discard. So turn one is very important.
And it really depends. So taking those 3 cards out of his deck give him better odds, because if he hits some way to discard. So we see the order pad. Oh, Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball gives him.
I'm pretty sure I needed this Ultra Ball. If I didn't get this Ultra Ball, I don't think I have the Archies on turn 1.
Jeez. He can discard the Juniper and the Kingdra, and then play out the rest of that hand to get that turn 1 Archie. So yeah, he's gonna grab the Ultra Ball, not fiddle with the order pads flip.
Of course not.
So he's discarding the Kingdra and the Professor Juniper, like we just talked about, and I think we're gonna see not a Lele, but a so a Keldeo. It's a good.
And like, if you're like, when you look at it from the outside and you don't understand, it looks like I'm getting so lucky, like, oh, you've trainer meld into the Ultra Ball. But you play 4-ups. This is why you play so many items in your car, in your deck. You play 4-ups of all these items, because hitting them like this is detrimental. Like, I needed the Ultra Ball there. I needed it. So playing 4-ups, so it's not like how, oh my god, he hit the 1-up. No, there's 4 Ultra Balls in my deck. Order Pad lets me look at the top 5. Like, it's not like super lucky. I think there was like a lot of comments in Twitch chat that I was getting lucky, but that's just how this deck rolls. It's like you play the 4-ups. It looks lucky. I'm not, like, from someone who's never played Pokemon or never watched Pokemon, it looks like I'm like, oh god, he got the Ultra Ball. How'd he do it? Like, it's because I play 4 of them. Yeah.
Starter Pokemon to
Especially
load
since he
up
has
on.
this heavy Palkia in his active.
Yeah.
Palkia's GX is 0 Vanish,
Yeah.
correct? 0 Vanish GX, and gets rid of all the
Energy on your
opponent's
board. Yeah, but Isaiah's only gonna have one.
I attached to the Palkia here because if I get enough energies off this Archie's, I can take the knockout onto the Articuno before he ever even plays. Like, I literally just need, what, 5? No. 4 does, what, 80? Or no, 5. 5 does 100, 160. No. I think I need 6. I need 6. That's pushing it. Or I need 5 and a muscle band. But it's worth attaching there, There's a chance.
1 or 2 energies on his board at a time at max out of his 5 energies in the deck.
But each of those energies counts way more than
Yeah.
any energy in Archie's.
Yeah, but like for the effect of not knocking out this Articuno or any big GX Pokemon in Isaiah's deck, and then committing 5 energy, and then Isaiah can just say Cold Crush.
If you look at my hand, I think I almost have it. Because I have the 1 energy hand, I have a muscle band. So I probably haven't done the math at this point, but I have a superior energy retrieval too. So it's like if I can get the 4, that's 5, and the muscle band, I can get the knockout here. You know.
Tried to meme on me, but you know, I'll just get rid of all your water energies and my one water energy. So
Sometimes we like to see the memes.
And I think I jumped the gun here, and I think I have it off the order pad, but I don't.
order pad heads, of course. This man can't be stopped.
It's 2 for 2, right?
Yeah.
It's 2 for 3, just 2 for 3.
So, just gonna grab the battle compressor, probably discarding the other egg and the other Blastoise just so he doesn't see them, or water energy.
I think right here, I think I have the knockout, but I go for the water energies, and I realized that I can only get 3. And so I'm not going to have the knockout here.
He sees value in, you know, possibly getting attack off this turn against his Articuno GX.
So, like, I think this is where I did miss by the order pad. Could have been something else. But I was very tunnel visioned on getting this knockout, and I thought I had the cards in my hand to get it.
Definitely.
So
it looks like
he's
Isaiah.
taking his time, just looking at his hand to see what he wants to discard from his deck. But yeah, so 2 water energies and an egg. That's not a bad play.
He probably has the
Superior,
super.
yeah. He already
superior-
has the other egg in, so
His
he
hand.
gets that for free.
Sick. That's always a great combo. It's almost ban worthy.
I mean, we can talk about that anytime. Wait, right? You know, execute. Just
If you guys don't know, you haven't played, Execute has an ability called Propagation, which you can take it from the discard pile and put it into your hand at any time. As many times as you want. So you basically did this to Ultra Ball or Superior Energy Retrieval without discarding any cards. You just discard the eggs over and over again.
I'm gonna do this until forever.
yeah. Both players trying to abuse how good execute is.
Definitely.
For the same.
This is actually just a horrible play. I definitely tunnel vision too hard because I'm not going to get the knockout here. I'm going to get cold crushed. I know I'm going to get cold crushed. But at this point, after I took too long thinking about it. I thought I had it, and then I just kind of went with whatever at this point because I knew I was taking too long looking at my cards. So now I'm in a weird thing where I'm like, what do? I just gonna hit him for what? 120, like 120, and pass, which is like really weird situation.
Reasons, you know, I have all these items that give my deck extremely more consistent outs to this resource that I want or need,
Uh-oh.
and I can pay for it for free. So
Zachary's attaching these energies to Palkia GX.
I think Palkia has all of the big GX EX.
Like I thought about attaching it to Palkia, but then I know that I'm gonna get it all discarded. So like, I want to get an attack off. You need 3 energies to get an attack off. I'm just kind of just making the best out of a really bad situation. So I attached 3 there, and then I attached the one to the Keldeo, knowing that next turn I can try to get 2 more energies, rush in, and take the knockout after I get cold crushed.
Attackers in Zachary's deck have some sort of like ramp up mechanic with.
And this is where you see my mindset change after knowing he plays the Toad. Last game you didn't see this, but this game I'm very, very, very conscious of the Toad and very afraid of the Toad. I know how good that card is against my deck, and I'm just scared. I'm just scared. So I'm gonna get rid of the VS Seeker before I get toaded or something. You know, and like looking from the outside, like I should know that I'm gonna get cold crushed, and that I shouldn't worry about the item lock here, and not to play this. But I think my mindset is just so tunneled right now, and I just made a really bad play, so like everything is just flooding in, and I'm not thinking straight here. I'm very overthinking everything, and so I just try to. I'm playing out to everything and not out to what the board is showing me. I'm playing outs to his entire deck, which I don't know at this point if that was I shouldn't be playing like that. I should know that I'm most likely gonna get cold crush next turn, and that I should be able to play the VS Seeker next turn, no problem.
One of their attacks where just the more water energy's on it, it boosts. I'm not sure about the the base damage on Palkia's ramp up attack and the modifier, but I know Palkia, Keldeo, and Kingdra all
We've got another. Is he about to Archie again? He's already played his support for turn.
yeah. No, he played the Archies for the Blastoise. Because,
Okay.
yeah, that was his turn 1. And here's Zachary.
As a Hazor, guys, he's gonna play the game this time.
Showing a lot of restraint, not overcommitting to that Palkia. Something that, we kind of touched on before the match started. If Zachary doesn't play around, if he just commits all of his energy to one Pokemon, Isaiah will definitely take the opportunity to.
If you notice, I keep track of his trades with the dice every time. So that's just something that's like good mechanic to have while you play live, because it's not, if you're used to playing online, which a lot of players are used to playing online now, and it does everything for you. As an opponent, as a player, you should keep track of what abilities have been used during your turn and their turns.
To use his Cold Crush GX attack.
It seems that Isaiah's found a Silent Lab and another Zoroark.
Yeah, so this time, he finally, he's seen twice the Zoroarks he saw in the last game in his second turn. So already a better start for Isaiah.
Is that another one, or is that a Lele right there?
I think it's a Lele. So trading that Sycamore, before deciding to commit to that Sycamore discard, the rest of his hand, he has another trade still, so.
He does.
Yep, there's a Wonder Tag.
Opting to Wonder Tag, definitely. He
So
grabs
he's
the
going to grab the
Delinquent.
Delinquent.
This is exactly what Isaiah wants to do the entire game. It does not get better for Isaiah. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. He has the Silent Lab, he has the Delinquent, he has the Cold Crush. Like, he has everything that he wants to do is he can do right here. Outside of item lock. Which, in hindsight, I think is what he should have went for. The Cold Crush, again, like I said, it's not that great. I mean, it's okay, but it's not fantastic versus me.
Oh, no.
He's gonna
Zachary
Stadium
really has
Delinquent all his entire hand away and force him to rely on top decking.
And he's going to Cold Crush him. He's going to leave this man in peril.
The only thing that would, if he top decks Superior Energy Retrieval or Fisherman, I'm just gonna be like, this man's hot. Man's not hot,
Oh, man.
bruh. Brawlic play.
And if you notice, I have no cards in hand anymore. He's going to Cold Crush me into no energies on my active, and I'm going to have to rely on the top deck. Yeah. Which is really tough. It's really tough. I only have one energy on this Keldeo. It can come active, but it doesn't do any damage. So I'm in a really bad situation. And this is the stuff that Isaiah wanted to do the entire game. You know, he wants to keep you at no cards in hand. This is a way better example of how his deck runs.
Zachary, in all of what just happened, 0 card hand. What's he top deck?
Hey, top deck the fucking 0-6, dude. It's such a worthless card, dude. It can't do anything. I can't even play it. It gets rid of tools, and that's it. Special energy and tools. I guess I can get rid of a DC if he plays one. But it does nothing for me here, so I'm in a really bad position.
Is that the Zerosic?
I don't know what that is.
I'm looking at it like, I'm done. Like, what can I do with this? Like,
but he can't play it.
just go, dude. Just go. Sure.
You can't do anything. I think in Isaiah's current position, well, there's not a way for him to hit 140, but because it's not the Skyfield variant that I'm used to seeing Isaiah play, I was gonna say, oh, Isaiah just needs to Skyfield, load up, and then knock out the Blastoise, but that's not an option in his deck because he's playing control now.
And now it looks really bad. I have no cards in hand, or I have one card in hand that's unplayable. And he has 3 Zorks, so he's seeing at least 6 cards a turn. And I can't attack. So, yeah, this is a big issue.
So
This is the first time in an expanded tournament in a long time that Isaiah's not playing a deck that has 4 eggs.
yeah, so him just cutting down to 2 eggs, conceding the fact that in light of the Ghetsis, Hex, and Puzzle of Time ban, he can't afford to run 4 eggs. Opting to, cut back on abusing, 4 propagations. It's essentially the same thing if you just reuse 2 versus 4. But instead of going to the maximum damage route, he's going for this slow, methodical, grind you out of all your resources, and then once I establish that you have no more resources, I win. Because you're either decking out, or I just, knock you out before you deck out, so.
Absolutely.
So he's Ultra Balling for that egg. Discarding another Delinquent and a Counter Catcher.
We're about to see a series of trades.
So, see Isaiah holding that Oranguru in his hand for
Sacker Scoop, baby. Sacker Scoop. Represent. Represent.
dear life. I know that's going to come out at some point. Knowing him. There it is. Right on schedule.
He's going to manage some resources. Oh.
If you
Now
look,
he's gonna,
I'm in a. It's not as bad. He has no energies. He has no energies, so it's helpful. But if this makes that play where I order padded for the energy, basically, even worse because he ace rolls it up. So like that whole play is so bad. Like, it is horrible. Not only did I not get the knockout, and lose all my energies, and get put into a no-card hand, he took all the damage that I did to it, and got rid of it. So it's not even a free 2 prizes now.
deny this knockout on this Articuno GX that, he did what he wanted, discarded some energy off of Zachary's board, put him down to now a 2-card.
I top deck energy. Which, like, it's not horrible. It's not great. It's not getting me out of this situation. But I'm now like I'm going to debate either to keep it, because sometimes you want 2 cards in the hand for like an Ultra Ball, But then I realized I have eggs, but I also could get silent labbed. So it's like, do I keep it? Do I not? I end up putting it on.
After, putting him down to 0 cards. And I think the strategy that, I asked Isaiah before top 8 started, I'm like, hey, how would you approach an energy rush sort of matchup? And he's like, well, I just have to loop my stadiums and delinquent and then just leave them at 0 cards in hand and just force them to rely on top decking for the rest of the game. As long as I can establish that, I should be able to win.
Remember what he said there. He's got to get me to a 0 card hand. Like, his mindset is 0 card hand every time. And even though I haven't played this card, and it's a dead card in my hand, the commentator said he talked to him. And that in an energy rush meta, he wants me at a 0 card hand top decking every time. You just remember this. Remember this.
And we're seeing Isaiah actually make that plan come to fruition. So it just all depends on, can Zachary find an answer to, this seemingly overwhelming, board state from Isaiah.
Absolutely. This control deck can be very oppressive when they get going.
So I'm pretty sure that's a battle compressor of those 3 particular resources. He doesn't need Enhance Hammer. Zach plays no special energy, so Isaiah doesn't want to see those. I mean, they're good trade fodder if they happen to be in his hand, but he just doesn't want to draw into them. So.
Absolutely. Especially when the game's going so swimmingly for now.
So there's the second Oranguru. He's going to put himself down to 3, reduce the damage that Zachary could even do if, he had enough energy.
He delinquents me. He delinquents the 0-6 out of my hand. Remember, gotta get me to a 0 card hand, boys. It's gotta get me there. His mindset is that,
He's got to discard, so...
Yeah, he's got to discard the Lele. He's going to VS Seeker for Delinquent. Oh, he just VS Seeker for Delinquent. And then now he's going to...
Resource manage.
Please come to the front.
Isaiah Williams trying to make
make this guru do some work.
Yeah, so I know we're just sort of rehashing that Isaiah's really abusing the power of resource management, Oranguru, all throughout the weekend. All these Zoroark decks just finding the exact moment where they can do this sort of, you have no energy on your board, I'm preventing you from playing the game, and now I'm building.
What's up? What is up, dude? No cards in hand, baby. My deck loves no cards in hand. Like, that's a free Archie's. If he doesn't delinquent me there, which, like, in hindsight, he knows, dude. There's 2 turns that I didn't play that card. That card is not playable. But his mindset is keep me at 0 cards and make me top deck. Did I top deck the 1 card I needed? Yes. Was it lucky? Again, I'm gonna say it's not luck. I have so many outs to this card. I could have got an order pad. I could have got a trainer's mail. I played 4 BS Seeker. I played 4 of all these cards. So I don't think it was luck. But if you do think about it, if he waits to delinquent me, I'm stuck. I have a 0-6 in hand. And that. And what I think the play that would have happened, I would have 0-6 the DC and passed. Or I would have 0-6 the DC and played for the Archies, but I don't think I would have. I would have 0-6 and passed, and then he would have delinquent the next turn, and I would have been in a worse position a whole nother turn,
Infinite cards in deck.
With a top deck via Seeker for Archie, he grabs the Kingdra.
Frolic play.
The Kingdra, baby! Kingdra, baby!
You're Isaiah, you just
on.
like, yeah, that happens. Like, I can't stop it. It just happens.
Like in my head, I need to play out all my items. I think eventually the toad is going to come into play. What I do know, I do make a play that is very weird here, and I want to try to explain it before. And my mindset, obviously, you can tell that I am in a very flustered, very not sensible playing right now. I'm playing very suboptimal. But I do know throughout the tournament that every time, if I put 4 energies on my Kingdra, Zorks, I have an issue. They don't have answers to that. And so in my head, I think I am very tunnel visioned right now on, I need 4 energies on my Kingdra. 4 energies on my Kingdra is going to win me this game. Or I need him, he can't cold crush me. What is he going to do if I put 4 energies on my Kingdra? So I think that's where my head is right now, and you'll see the weird play I make.
He's got a computer search. You can find that last retrieval and blow up this Oranguru.
Double propagate.
He's
He has
got a
that superior,
retrieval in hand.
yeah, already in hand. So this is the last game where he like had to burn a bunch early game, like discard 2 superior energy retrievals off of 1 to get 2 energies. This one a lot more value because he's just reusing the same old eggs. Zachary possibly discarding another Blastoise? Yeah, I think he's discarding another Blastoise.
I don't know!
Ever again. It can stay in the discard.
Like,
and then, you know.
what else do I want? I
using
want
the 1 egg
outs,
instead of
but
2.
in my head, all I want is 4 energies on my Kingdra.
Let's see what he gets.
Like, what else do I want? I want
A water
water energy. There's no reason. Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get the knockout
computer search for 1
without this energy, but in my head, I want 4 energies on my Kingdra.
Yeah, he's already used the superior energy retrieval to get. He has 4 total energies in hand, so I think he's comfortable with just.
Oh, now he's about to start
Yeah,
taking
'cause,
knockouts with Kingdra.
like you said earlier, like in the last game, actually, in the last turn of the game, he loaded up.
This is very tunnel vision play. It's very tunnel vision play. I give up those 2 energies for no reason. I can literally put an energy on the Keldeo, go to the active, take the knockout, and put the rest of the energies on that and not overcommit so hard. But again, I'm very tunnel vision, and I know what has worked for me throughout the tournament, which is put 4 energies on this Kingdra, and Zork doesn't have an answer. They like 3-shot you, and you take 6 prizes. There's like it's very tunnel vision. It's a very poorly played thing, but it's still a problem. It's still a very big problem for Isaiah, and it's not optimal, but it's not a horrible play. Watching it back, I would never play like this. But I was also, my mindset is very bad. I was playing very bad in this match, or in the second game anyways. But Archie is forgiving. It's a very forgiving for bad plays, you know? You just stack energies and take knockouts, boys.
To get 4 energy onto the Kingdra and just take the final prize.
Absolutely.
And he 210 is enough to hit everything in Isaiah's deck for a
And
knockout.
the kickback on Kingdra's, it has 230 HP, and since Isaiah's not maxing out his damage with Zoroark, this Kingdra's gonna stick around for a while. It may be the thorn in Isaiah's side.
Yeah. He's already burned the Cold Crush early on. I don't know, at the imminent threat of not a 0 vanish, but you know, it's one of the attackers that relies on multiple water energy commitments, and he's like, I have to deal with this before it gets out of hand, but then another one just got out of hand, so I think that strategy is like good for if he can only establish 1, but he has 3 of them on board, so
Absolutely.
He's just gonna cycle between, which big boy can I load up and then
And smack with.
smack with. And right now, Kinja trades the most efficiently, not just because of its huge HP numbers, but just how much more damage it adds up for each attachment committed to it. So,
Absolutely.
Isaiah has a plan. Isaiah is a very smart player. He has a plan here, and he wants to punish my aggressiveness. My aggressiveness, I was super aggressive. And he wants to punish it, and he's very smart, and he's going for the item lock. Yeah, he's not a dumb player. He's very smart, and he knows that I'm playing ultra aggressive here.
Isaiah getting the Toad, so most likely gonna go for counter catcher Quaking Punch play.
Possibly.
But Zachary has a Keldeo on the bench, so he can't just strand Blastoise in the active, because then
He can strand Blastoise or Keldeo.
because Keldeo just like, oh, I can return knockout if I get enough energy. I just need energy to get the knockout on your Toad, and then Blastoise is like, oh, just have Keldeo rush in and take the hits instead. So Zachary has a lot of time. He has a lot of beefy things on his board that, these Toads out here aren't relying on a bunch of damage modifiers. They're actually relying on damage modifiers to increase the number of hits it takes to knock out their opponent's Pokemon. To abuse how Quaking Punch places that one-sided item lock that, does minimal damage, can't play around it, because all the players that included Pokemon Ranger in their list this weekend did not advance to Day 2, to my knowledge. And a lot of the lists I've seen of the Day 2 decks, none of them played Pokemon Ranger, so that's the only inherent counter to something like Quaking Punch Lock, to break Quaking Punch Lock.
Mm-hmm. But most times,
Yeah.
Quaking Punch without ability lock doesn't hurt Zoroark, because they can always get rid of their items.
Yeah.
Like, the idea is to... His play is basically get the Seismitoad up, get the counter catcher something big and bulky into the active, and Quaking Punch me with a Silent Lab, so I can't retreat and I can't do anything. And he slowly either knocks me out or I deck out. The idea, like, what he really wants to do is put Parallel City into his thing and do 10 and lock me. But he can't do that because I have Rush. So he has to have the Silent Lab, which in the long run, I don't know if that's good enough.
I'm saying Quaking Punch into Archie's, but
Oh, Quaking Punch into Archie's.
Archie's does enough damage to,
Oh, one-shot a Toad
I'm
for
fine
sure.
with passing a few turns because I'm going to build up enough energy in my hand to return knockout your Seismitoad.
Absolutely. And sometimes they just draw into the Fisherman manually without getting it from their discard.
Or just... At least he can't Order Pad heads like he has every other time.
Hey,
Because he's item locked, so...
Order Pad's a good card, alright? Order Pad's a good card.
Plumeria...
That's a good play. It's a good play. Now I can't take the knockout. I need an energy. I need an energy for the knockout. Yeah. I mean, that's the only play he had in his hand, which I don't think it was the play he wanted. But again, it's a smart play to try to survive a turn.
Now he's knocking,
He's dropped that damage down by 50
160.
points.
Making it a bit safer for himself. Trick Shovel. It's most likely a water energy, and he's trying to decide if it's even worth discarding it,
Can't tell what's in my hand.
because if he just top decks a Fisherman,
There's like a VS Seeker and a...
but if he lets him keep it, then, he's gonna decide to let Zachary keep that card. We'll see what it is next turn, but
You don't have
that's
energy.
like sort of the minor detail because you can trick shovel either yourself or your opponent, and if it's a bad card, you just, your opponent's gonna see that card anyway, so you just leave it for them. I like that parallel facing Isaiah direction because now even if Zachary does get that 4th water energy,
He still
it's
can't
190
one-shot.
now instead of 210. So
Good thinking on Isaiah's part.
Yeah, I need 2 waters now.
Make it a little bit harder for Zach.
yeah, superior.
Superior, baby.
Ball. Yeah, get the superior energy retrieval off the trainer's mail.
That was a little bit too easy.
Hey, we play 4s, dude. We play 4s.
I don't think that Isaiah can handle this Kingdra.
Yeah. Because there's at least 3. Yeah.
There's 3 on now.
There's 3 water
grab
energy in
the-
this card, and he'll just load up the Kingdra. Because he's already used the Cold Crush, so there's no threat of.
Yep. And there's 3 or 4 in this card. Yep. And he's probably gonna load them all onto this Kingdra.
Yeah, so.
At least 2.
And now it doesn't matter, We talked about if he only gets 1 energy this turn, he can't knock out, but now
Right.
it's more than enough. He's added 100 damage when all he needed was a
I kind of want to thin it out so that I can draw into
push forward, so.
Fisherman if I need it.
And if this was a Swiss game, Isaiah probably would have scooped it up by now. But he's playing
He's,
for the.
he's down 1-0, so. Or he's down 0-1, so he has to play out this game to win, and then win a 3rd game.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately,
The writing was on the wall for this one.
Yeah, it's
mean,
a really tough situation. Kindra's a beast, dude.
comebacks.
Kindra's a beast, but
I don't know.
There's
what
always potential for him to win,
Isaiah
you know?
would do against a 5 energy Kingdra when not even going in with a not a fully lit, but a reactionary Tapu Lele energy drive. Because you get 1 knockout at most, and then they just load up a new attacker that just blows out the Lele that, he spent a 2-shot the first attacker, and it's just
let's get rid of items out of
really
my head
hard to
deck.
come back from this sort of position.
Absolutely.
And an energy, I guess.
So he's starting to load up that Keldeo, actually. And I really like that because of all the other things on the board, even if Isaiah finds a Guzma to try and stick something active, that Keldeo can always come in because of Russian.
And
Unless
you can
Isaiah
retreat
plays the...
with
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried about the Toad, so I'm playing the
board,
Via Seeker.
It's like the only other thing with low retreat cost is the Articuno, and it has the same amount of retreat, but Keldeo can always bring itself into the active. So
Trying to decide what I want back. I'll just
if
take
you're
the
paying
Jupiter.
same retreat cost,
I want that back in my
but
deck at
something that can always
least.
come in to retreat.
Absolutely.
So he's just gonna Hydro Pump, knock out the Zoroark.
And he's going to go down to 3 prizes. Isaiah's trying to make sense out of this.
Isaiah
Checking his
checking
discard
his
pile.
discard pile, seeing if he can still find some sort of response to
He needs
Zachary's aggression.
counter catcher,
This game is definitely the big kid on the board state.
and
Yeah. So Isaiah looking at the Mallow
Silent Lab.
instead,
He needs counter catcher, Silent Lab, DC.
considering what 2 cards can I possibly grab from my deck that would change up this matchup. But he did move the Delinquent up to the top and the Trick Shovel. Just checking his discard again, just making
I'm
sure
pretty chill right now because it is what it is
in
at
my
this
hand,
point,
is
you
there a
know?
way to dig for these exact things that I want.
Like, if you think about it, my strategy is over. Like, at most, I want to put another energy on the Keldeo so I can retreat it to this, and I just want to keep attacking with Kingdra. So, like, if he locks me out, he locks me out. Yeah. Yeah. I have 5, 6 energies on board, 1 in the discard, 7. So I have 3 energies in deck or hand. Which isn't great, but I mean the idea is to just probably Silent Lab, keep my Blastoise active, and just hit it. Because I can't do anything. Especially with only 3 energies. It can't even attack. It can't retreat. I think its retreat cost is 4. I have to let it die, which is 4 turns. 30, 60, 5 turns. 5 turns. Which I don't know how low my deck is.
To win. And he just keeps checking his discard pile to see. I think he's just trying to find the best way to approach this turn, because this turn makes or breaks him, because he's down 6 prizes to 3, and you know he has to do something about it. So
Yeah. He's gonna red
might
card.
see the red card Delinquent Prey that
Possibly.
we
He does have both cards in hand.
He knows I had
he also needs to
Juniper,
hit a DC,
so that's why he red carded. He knows I had Juniper.
yeah,
He
but
also needs to find the
I think, right?
Pokemon trading card.
Counter
Catcher.
catcher.
Is he gonna delinquent here? If he was gonna delinquent, I don't think he would have red carded.
Lab or something of this.
So I don't know.
like just counter catcher, Blastoise, Silent Lab, Quaking Punch, and then hope it sticks, and then hope it buys you enough time to, you know, make something happen. How to react to this fully loaded Kingdra, and how to react to Zachary's immense, you know, ability to just pull things out of nowhere.
Oh, he gets a sick.
Commentator right here talking like I'm lucky. I don't know. My Mint's ability to pull things out of nothing? Like, come on. The deck is built Blastoise, like, I don't know. But sure.
More, draw 7 cards. Oh, there's a bunch of DC.
His deck is very low. And he didn't hit either piece. He didn't hit the counter catcher or the DC. Or
Ultra Balling,
Silent Lab.
looking at his
They're
deck.
both still in his deck.
No Pokemon, but
But he sees the lab.
he sees the lab and
The
the
counter
counter
catcher.
catcher, so he's just doing that to shuffle his deck. You know, he only gets to see 4 cards. So, in a 5-card deck,
He doesn't have
he just needs to miss the one that.
a Rangaroo.
So,
He
That's
also
very
has
key
to
here.
definitely hope
He
that
can't
Zachary doesn't find
draw
himself.
his entire deck.
Zachary does have a Juniper in
He
his
doesn't have a Rangaroo.
off of that red card.
first trade.
Missed.
He hasn't found the lab yet.
Everything's writing on this last trade.
I think he mismanaged the Rangaroos here. I
And
don't.
at this point, that
No.
is knocking out everything, so he doesn't just want to put himself out of a 0-card deck, because then Zachary just say pass, and then
Absolutely. But
oh,
his
deck messed
odds
up.
are very slim.
He's already used 1 trade. He's debating where to attach this DC, committing it to the Toad.
I'm very aware of his outs. I know, but I'm not aware that I don't think he has a Rangaroo. Like, that was very tough for him because this is gone now. The Toad is gone, but he still thinks he has a way to win with some type of lock. I don't know what his thought process is right here, but not having a Rangaroo on his bench, I'm not sure if there wasn't one in deck, and missing the combo right there. it's over. Like, the odds of him winning are very slim. Even if he hits it, it's very slim because I play my deck isn't low. Like, I don't have low cards in my deck, you know? So, like, I don't know what he could possibly do. He'd have to continuously get things stuck. With, like, counter catcher. Stick.
Yeah.
Until I deck out. Which is possible. But I don't know if he has a Ranguru.
They just... In awe.
I mean,
Just...
in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have Junipered there. Because, like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You know? Just take the knockout, keep your deck. If the much cards as possible in it. But I'm in a super aggressive mindset right now, I guess. I know I'm going to go down to 1. We'll see.
And,
Can't keep up with...
The water keeps pouring on.
This right here is... it's not a great play, but I've overcommitted the energies already. That it doesn't matter too much. Because, like, who cares? I don't have enough energies to retreat this or this in the deck already. So, why not? I guess? I don't know.
For Zach.
Yeah.
The writing's definitely on the wall for this one.
Zachary came through dripping, so...
He did. Drip, drip. Yeah. Not much Isaiah can do here.
Yeah. Isaiah just
We'll probably
looking
just
at his
see.
hand. Just see, you know, if he's just nice enough to, you know,
I think he knows it's over. I don't know. I don't see a Ranguru in his deck.
scoop it up now, but offer the handshake.
Yeah. We'll probably see it soon. Unless he finds the other 2 cards in.
Yeah.
Yep.
He extends the
Isaiah
hand.
extending the hand.
But the 2 cards he needed are at the bottom of his deck.
Unfortunate for Isaiah Williams, but
Sometimes
Zachary winning this match 2-0.
Oh, he had the structure. He had Stretcher Guzma. Yeah, he had the cards he needed. He had the cards he needed. He just didn't. That these 2 cards were at the bottom of his deck. Because he could get a Ranguru. He can get a Ranguru and Toad back. But he couldn't get the lock because these are at the bottom of his deck. Yeah. It would have been tough because, like, he goes... It matters how many cards left in my deck, but it would have been a super grindy match if he would have done that. And hope I never... I don't know. Like, I hope he can hit me. He has enough turns to deck me out, basically. Enough turns with doing 30 damage to deck me out. Which he might have. He might have. But he's going to give me at least 1 turn. But he's going to have to resource management. Because his deck is a lot lower than mine. So I'm not going to be item locked the entire time. I'm not going to be item locked the entire time. So a field blower, I think, and I only needed 1 prize, you know? So I don't think he had a chance. Because he would decked out before me, so he would have had of item lock, or he would have had of resource management, which leaves me not item locked for at least 1 turn. If not, over and over, he would have to. So I wouldn't have been item locked. And I would have found a way around it, you know? But the matchup's really good. I thought, even though the score is 6-1, which Looks really one-sided. It looks like I got super aggressive. I played really bad and was still able to beat him. In the ending turns, he is very close to just winning the game with a lock. In expanded format, once that lock happens, it's very hard to get out of. But I thought the match was cool. I thought it's definitely my best finish as a player. It's really cool being on stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the match. Isaiah's a great player. I was very proud of myself winning. It's a very surreal experience for me. I didn't realize that I was going into top 4 in this tournament and stuff. Like, didn't hit me right away. I ended up losing to Trevenant the next game around, playing bad as well. So, but I think VOD reviews are really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe we do more VOD reviews. We have other players come on with us and we watch their matches, and we talk about their mindsets and stuff in each match. I really like Mahone, what he did there. I think it's very fun content. Seeing in the mindset of a player as they play is really, really cool. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for the podcast, guys. We're going to be, I think, every Monday now. So stay tuned for that. But for now, we're going to scoop it up.